Guys, I'm Evan Etzebeth, a Springbok rugby player. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tour with G-Man.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is about the Rugby World Cup, and as we build up to we're 97 days away from the Rugby World Cup, and as we head towards it, there's a big concern that's on my worry list, and I'm sure a lot on the coaches, the management, the fans, you guys, is injuries. Now, we might not we've got quite a few games still to go. I mean, from a European level, you've got, I think it's a top 14 or whatever. The final is this weekend, so that's finishing up. Then all European provincial bases are done. We've been hit with injuries definitely in Ireland, England, and all those places, so there is concern. Will these guys make it back in time? And what's going to happen going forward? Because there is a summer international series between the European-based rugby nations, so we're going to have more rugby coming out. How are the coaches going to play this out? If we go back down to the Southern Hemisphere, this weekend's the final round before we get to the knockouts of Super Rugby. Then we still got the Rugby Championship, although it is shorter. We still have that tournament going on, and we all know how competitive that can be. So the list, will it grow? Will it get better? And that's the concern that's facing us, because we're at a situation where we could lose stars. I mean, for example, New Zealand lost Damian McKenzie. Now, Damian McKenzie, for me, would have been such an impact in the All Black squad. Brodie Retallick, I think, is on his way back from injury, or made it back from injury. You've got Ben Smith on the Highlanders side, who's coming back. But again, these guys are coming back from injury. How fully fit are they? What risk are you going to take? Are you going to take a risk and play them all the way? Or are we going to rest them up a bit and play them every now and then? Because one, you want them at full playing potential. Otherwise, we're going to have a situation where they're not going to be at full-on strength in the Rugby World Cup, which you need them to be. Then you've got situations of, it's the final stage of Super Rugby. So you're getting to the knockouts. Teams wanting to get to the final, wanting to get to that extra level so they can be the best in Super Rugby. How are the coaching staffs going to work this? For example, Rassie, is he talking to the provincial levels? Because it's anyone's game this weekend. You've got Sharks Stormers, which is playing today, which is going to be absolutely epic. Sharks need a win, Stormers need a win. So they're going to play full potential. Got good squads selected. You've got Bulls, Lions, both needing wins too. It's going to be a battle. We've got the Australian derbies, we've got New Zealand derbies that took place yesterday and today. I mean, it's epic rugby that we are witnessing, and intense rugby where players are going to give it their absolute all to be to that next level. Now, I know New Zealand have played it quite smartly as well. They've rested players, they've brought them back, like Bowden Barrett didn't play for the Hurricanes. We've seen Kieran Reid start off late and then also been on and off. That is clever, that's rotation, because one, they're still getting game time, but they're not playing full, which means that they have a less chance of getting injured, which I think is definitely quite smart. South Africa, we've just lost Evan Etzebeth to I think a broken hand or something, or hand surgery. The question is he going to make it in time for the Rugby World Cup? Is he going to be at that fitness level to go that extra mile, which is definitely a worry. And I mean, Evan Etzebeth is one of our star locks. I mean, he's one of the best. We need him, and if we don't take that into account, or if we don't take him, we're missing out on a star. Yes, there is depth within Springbok Rugby, and we have players that can replace him, but you want your stars. You don't want to miss out on the likes of the Damian McKenzies, the Ben Smiths. I mean, even Australia with Falau, they're missing out on their star fullback. Yes, there's Kurtley Beale and the odd other guy that's there, but to lose a player of that potential is a big loss. I mean, if I go through a list here, Evan Etzebeth for South Africa, you've got Pocock, who's injured and has just retired from the Brumbies. There's talk he still wants to make Rugby World Cup. Is he going to be fit enough? Sean O'Brien for Ireland. I mean, he's missed out. He's gone. He's out of the World Cup. Probably never going to play for Ireland again. Heartbreaking. Dan Levy. We know the potential of what that Irishman has to offer within Irish rugby. Big loss. We've got Henry Heaslip, Jack Noel. I mean, that's a recent one. Big loss. Warren Whiteley for the Springboks. I mean, he's hardly played at a level. Now, personally, I know the quality that Warren Whiteley has to offer, but if he gets back in the next month or so, I don't think he's fit enough to play for the Springboks. I would rather take definitely Dwayne Vermeulen, maybe give Cocker Smith a try. I mean, the guy's a tough player, but he's also just got injured. So it's these worries. Who else is there? We've got Cody Taylor, who's injured. Ritalik's back. Sonny Ball's back. Franks apparently is on his way back. Carmichael Hunt from Australia. Now we're going to the European side as well. Mako Vunipola. I mean, come on. We know that guy is just a genius of a forward for England. A massive loss. You got Kwagga, as I mentioned. You got Nene Mullenskade. I mean, he's been ruled out. Sam Kane. I mean, cheap as he had that big surgery, is he going to be fit enough for the Rugby World Cup? Quality. We are losing. And the question that I pose to you guys is, should we not reduce these tournaments even more when we get to World Cup year? Now, Super Rugby has been long. I would have shortened it a bit like they did with the Championship, brought the Championship back a bit, and then they have more time to build and develop. Because we're literally going from the Rugby Championship straight into warm-up, straight into the World Cup kind of thing. That is hectic. If you look at the European conferences or the European rugby, I mean, you've got Pro 14, you've got the European Champions Cup. So teams are playing double the time amount of rugby. You've just come off Six Nations, so there's no break really. You're playing throughout December, November. There's a lot of Oaks who are probably tired. Yes, they've got a rest now, which is great for the European guys. But I want that same thing for the Southern Hemisphere teams to prevent this. I mean, Currie Cup's going to start. Obviously, the internationals won't go join. But rugby is continuing throughout. World Cup, yes, should we not reduce it? Because maybe there's too much rugby being played, and we are seeing opportunities like a Damien McKenzie, who's young, who's fantastic at what he does, lose out on opportunities, or like Sean O'Brien, who's a veteran for Irish rugby. I mean, there's talk, will he wear an Irish jersey again? So he's just lost World Cup and the last shot of playing a great final game for his country. So it's all these things that need to come into place, especially in a World Cup year, because injuries happen. I mean, we're watching the final round of Super Rugby. We could see guys walk off the pitch today. You got derbies where people are just strong and want to play their best. They want to be top notch. You could see injuries. I mean, it happens. We saw it in the Gallagher Premiership, the Pro 14, the Champions Cup. People are getting injured because obviously they love the sport, they're passionate about what they do, they want to give it their all, because after all, each and every individual playing the sport is trying to put their hand up to selectors in their various international rugby teams to say, hey, I want to play World Cup rugby, look out for me. So they're not going to take it easy. So they're going to give it their absolute all. They're going to go in for their tackle. They're going to go on their attack run. And they're going to go in every opportunity in order to give them the opportunity of achieving the ultimate dream. That's playing on the grandest stage of them all for rugby, and that's the Rugby World Cup. So there's so much risk at play, but you can understand why they play to that extremeness. It's because they want to play World Cup. But to me, I think it should be reduced a bit, or shortened. Instead of playing each other twice, play each other once. And yeah, it's just hectic. Six Nations, I can understand, because it started the year, you can really take it on and there's chance of recovery. But when you got the Championship, you got the Premiership and Pro 14 and the French League, plus Champions Cup, it's like double the game. I mean, Super Rugby is just Super Rugby, but these guys are doubling the schedule over there in Europe. It is absolutely hectic, and for me a concern, because we are just watching players lose opportunities of playing in the Rugby World Cup. And for me, seeing the likes of a Warren Whiteley, who 2 years ago I would have said could be a future great captain, leader within the squad when the Lions were strong, and good influencer within Springbok Rugby. He's now losing opportunities because he's getting to a stage. He's probably going to go overseas, finish his career, because he gets injured so much. Same with Evan Etzebeth. I mean, he's a great player. I hate the fact that he might not make the World Cup. I hope he does, I really do. But you've got the Bulls playing, so you've got Pollard. You've got our top fly off. He gets injured. Then we're back to Yankees, who is a one-hit wonder. He's great in the Lions jersey, but not that great in Springbok. Maybe he'll prove us wrong this year. But then who's next? Cohen Bosch plays fullback, but then he plays scrum off, a fly off. Get him injured, then we're stuffed. So it's all these situations that need to be in place or thought about, because the only country in the World Rugby at the moment, for me personally, that has the strongest depth, be it first team, second team, third team, and that for me is the All Blacks. I mean, you've got an injured Cody Taylor, you've got Dan Coles, you've got an injured Sonny Bill Williams, you've got Jack Goody and all those other guys. I mean, the quality within. Damien McKenzie has caused, I think, a hiccup because he could have been fly off slash fullback as well. Probably fullback first. But fullback injured, you've got Geordie Barrett. If you've got Bowden Barrett injured, you've got Richie Mo'unga. So the depth within the All Blacks is unbelievable. Same with Ireland. I really think they're strong. But you've got Johnny Sexton, who's the top World Rugby Player of the Year. If he's injured, I reckon Ireland are weakened big time. Obviously, we've seen with Conor Murray they can do things, but Conor and Johnny Sexton's teamwork is strong. If you look at England, I mean, you've got Owen Farrell, who's a top-notch leader. And yes, you've got other fly-offs or centres within that English squad, but he's a standout performer. He took Saracens to another level this year, and he took England to an improvement year. So that's massive for me. You've got to have these guys within that squad. And if you don't, shit's going to hit the fan. So, yeah, it's an interesting topic to talk about. And really wanted to touch base on this for a while. But should rugby be reduced when it's World Cup year? I reckon it should. Not by much, but slightly. Reduce the tournaments like we did at the championship and bring it close into the year rather than in July, August. Because September we got World Cup and who knows who could get injured. Yes, they might play third or fourth team, but you still got that risk. And that's where I'm going to leave today's video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. What do you think about this stuff? Should we reduce rugby? Should we keep it the way it is? Because we have a chance of losing star players who deserve to play in the World Cup, or we have, and developing. You never know. Everyone will have a different opinion, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join this family. We've got a big year of rugby. You don't want to go anywhere. Turn on the bell notification so you're always notified for future uploads, guys. Make sure you turn that bell. That is really important. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you real soon for another video. So much more to come. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all rugby content. Stay safe and never give up.